It is totally their responsibility. And if they had taken care of the business earlier, we wouldn't be in this situation right now.
Asterisk, asterisk. The WNBA has a serious problem, and the Indiana Fever are officially fed up. What happened to Caitlin Clark against the Connecticut Sun wasn't just a missed call or a one-time mistake. It's part of a growing and disturbing pattern.
Here is the problem. So many of these incidents are happening towards Indiana Fever players, particularly Caitlin Clark.
Asterisk, asterisk. Instead of celebrating the Indiana Fever's incredible achievement, reaching the Commissioner's Cup Finals, the spotlight has shifted to something far more troubling.
Keelan, for this first, I know you and JC go way back to the Big Ten. What was going on with the chippiness there, and what explanation were you given for the tech that you got?
I'll take the official questions.
Asterisk, 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 asterisk. I've got all the highlights coming up, and trust me, this was an epic takedown that needed to happen. If there's one thing we learned from this game, and Coach Stephanie White's post-game presser, it's this. The WNBA hasn't just failed to respond to the 5 games Caitlin Clark already missed. They've flat-out ignored the mounting complaints. The Indiana Fever have clearly had enough. So let's break down the on-court chaos, the post-game smackdown, and the sports world's explosive reaction, because the WNBA may have just reached its breaking point. Before we dive in, hit that like button and drop some sunglasses in the comments. At this point, Caitlin Clark might seriously need to start wearing goggles on the court. Now, this wasn't just any game. It was a Commissioner's Cup matchup against the Connecticut Sun. Sure, the Sun had been considered near the bottom of the league's attention radar, but because the Fever lost to them earlier this season, this one carried a little extra weight. The Fever came out strong, grabbed an early lead, but even then, you could sense the tension. The fireworks
And Caitlin Clark are talking to the official. They're both going at it saying, hey, oh, there's a little extra right there. Uh-oh.
And then, here comes JC Sheldon. You might remember her as the same player who earlier this season took out both Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson. Well, this time, it looked like she had her sights set on adding a Fever injury to that list.
Watch when Caitlin Clark is trying to create some space. It looked like she just got hit in the eye there.
Ooh, and Marina Mabry. I missed that one, Idona.
Oh, I missed that one too.
If asterisk, asterisk, yeah, that one too. JC went straight at the literal face of the league. Then, in the chaos, Marina Mabry delivered a full and body check that sent Caitlin crashing to the court. Fans couldn't help but flash back to a nearly identical moment from last season, and of course, this is starting to feel all too familiar.
The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
It's asterisk, asterisk, in a single sequence. The Connecticut Sun managed to pull off a greatest hits combo of the WNBA's signature attacks on Caitlin Clark, the infamous eye claw, and a brutal blindside body check. At that moment, anyone with working eyesight, not obstructed by JC Sheldon's talents, could see this was the league's perfect chance to step up, send a message, and show that its biggest star is entitled to at least basic protection on the court.
You can't claw someone in the eye. Eject her. Eject both of them. Eject both of them. So there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Nothing there. JC Sheldon claws her in the eye. Then the two of them get into it. And then Mabry just goes and shoves her onto the ground. Eject both of them. Eject both of them. Eject both of them.
You'd think that after Caitlin Clark missed 5 games and the league's ratings took a nosedive, the WNBA might be a little more careful, maybe even protective of the one player keeping the spotlight on the league. But nope, this is the WNBA, so instead, we got this.
Wait, JC Sheldon got away with clawing her in the face. Caitlin got teed up for getting clawed in the face. They didn't even call it a common foul. They didn't call it a common foul. They didn't even call it a common foul. Oh my God. They don't care about players. They don't care about players.
No ejections. And somehow, Caitlin Clark was the one slapped with a technical foul. Absolutely unbelievable. Then came the reaction. And that's when things really blew up. Fans, analysts, even former players, weren't just upset. They were furious.
When I tell you social media is setting the WNBA on fire right now, not in a good way, that's the understatement.
Asterisk, the entire basketball world started calling out the WNBA for how horribly it's been treating Caitlin Clark, Even Sental didn't bother cracking a joke, he just posted exactly what happened. Because at this point, the truth was already so absurd, it didn't need exaggeration. Reality was stranger than fiction.
Yeah, it looked like Caitlyn got hit hard, both by J.C. Sheldon and Marina Mabry there.
I would not be.
Asterisk, even seasoned analysts were stunned, genuinely speechless that Marina Mabry wasn't ejected. You could see it on their faces, hear it in their voices. This wasn't just another missed call. It felt like a breaking point. Because when the face of the league is getting thrown to the floor, and she's the one getting hit with the whistle, something is seriously broken. And even the calmest voices in the room were all saying the same thing. This can't keep happening. Something has to change.
All right, enough is enough. At some point, the line gets crossed too often where something needs to be done and things need to be corrected. And that is certainly the case with the way things around Caitlin Clark are officiated. This is a constant problem now. It is something that since the beginning, I've kind of backed off on because physical play is a part of sports. Going after a superstar and trying to rough them up a little bit to get in their head is a part of sports. But when it crosses the line, the referees need to do their jobs. They need to do their jobs, blow the whistle, and officiate properly.
Asterisk, but the one voice everyone was waiting to hear from. Fever head coach Stephanie White. Spoiler alert. She didn't just speak, she dropped a full-blown nuke on the WNBA, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first, there are two things that can't get lost in all the chaos. First, the resilience of Caitlin Clark. After taking yet another beating on national TV, with the game on the line, and the crowd on its feet, she didn't just finish the job. She buried the Connecticut Sun with a cold-blooded 3 right over J.C. Sheldon. You couldn't have scripted a better ending if you tried.
The game.
All right. Here is Clark splashing home a 3 from way downtown.
Asterisk, and the best part, the trash talk. Caitlin didn't just hit the dagger, she let them hear about it. Every angle of the replay shows it loud and clear. That shot wasn't just a bucket, it was a statement.
With her hand in her face. Competitive.
And this, absolutely incredible. After the game, the Fever themselves posted Caitlin's reaction in slow motion on X. That wasn't just a celebration, that was a message.